Hello chess friends! In this lesson today we will talk about pawn endgames 3 pawns versus 3 pawns. If you missed to see some of my previous pawn endgames lessons, please take a look at information in right upper corner. In this position here, material is equal, but black has much better and more active king. It may look like that black will win this game thanks to the position of his king. But white on the move here has a very nice way to escape with a draw. It is white on the move, and it would be very wrong for white, for example, to capture the pawn on f6, because after g takes f6, king g4 and king e5, white is going to lose his f-file pawn. If h5, h6 of course, and now both of white's pawns will be lost. And if king goes to h5, king takes f5, king h6, king g4, and white will easily lose this game, black wins. That is why better move in the starting position for white is king g4. Now black still thinks that he will easily win this game and he plays king e5. And now excellent move for white, g6. Now black has two options, to capture this pawn or to play h6. If he captures the pawn, now black got this passed f-pawn, but also white has kingside pawn majority 2 versus 1, and he will get a passer very quickly. So after king g5, we see that both sides here will promote at the same time, and the game again is drawn. So, since capturing the pawn will not work, maybe h6. But now, wonderful move for white, king h5. And there is a very big stalemate problem. Black is not able to capture f5 pawn due to the stalemate, and white king will just shuttle between g4 and h5 squares and no chance to make progress. The game is drawn. This position is completely symmetrical. So if this position is winning for white if it is white on the move, then also it is winning for black if it is black on the move. If the game is drawn with white on the move, then the game is drawn also with black on the move. Actually, here whoever moves will win the game. Let's assume that it is white on the move. After king f6, both kings will approach quickly to the mass of these balanced pawns on the queen side. And now, after capturing the pawn, it will be very wrong for white to win any of black pawns. Because, for example, if he wins the pawn on a5, then black will capture the pawn on the c file, and both sides will promote at the same time, and the game is of course drawn. But wonderful move which wins the game for white now is king b5. Because now black must choose the side where he goes. He cannot stay anymore on b3 and at the same time attack both of white pawns. So if he plays, for example, king c3, then white will capture c5 pawn, and obviously this is lost position for black. Or if black goes to a3, then white of course captures a5 pawn, and again white easily wins the game. In this position we have one trick which every player simply must know. This trick is possible to be applied only when kings are far away and when we have the battle only between the pawns. Material is even, 3 versus 3, and it may look like that white on the move cannot make any progress. But white has an excellent idea how to create unstoppable passed pawn and to win the game here. The winning move is b6. Now black must capture this pawn, otherwise white will capture one of the pawns on a7 and c7 and easily promote. And if a pawn captures, great move which wins the game now is c6. Since now it threatens to capture b7 pawn and to promote, b pawn must take this pawn, and now nothing stops a pawn easily promotes and white wins the game. The same will happen if c pawn captures b6, then the winning move is a6, and when this pawn is captured, now c pawn promotes and cannot be stopped. And for the end of this lesson, let us take a look at an endgame which happened in the game between Yuri Averbakh and Anatolij Karpov, and this game was played in 1970. Averbakh was white in this game, and he was trying to win the game because black has this, let's say, weak pawn on e6. It was played f5, first move, sorry, f3, the first move, and after king d7, king f4, king e7, king g5. Now it is white on the move. It is black on the move. Black played in the game king f7. If black plays, for example, king d6, white will continue with h5, and this is the first moment in which it is possible for black to make mistake. If black plays king e5, which may look as a good move, that is actually not so good move. After h6, there are two options: to capture the pawn or to play g6. If g6, f4 check, king e4, king f6. And now white king is very fast in idea to capture h7 pawn. Simply king f3, king g7, and we see here that white will win the game because he promotes much faster and he wins. If after h6 black captures the pawn on h6, then king takes h6, king d4, king takes h7, and now we see the game that white again promotes first, and thanks to the fact that the pawn is not on the c file, white easily wins this queen versus pawn endgame. So that is why after king d6 and h5, only king e7 is strong move enough so that it controls f6 square and the game is drawn. In the game, after king g5, king f7 was played, and after g4, king e7, so Karpov knows that he needs to keep his king closer to this g and h file and not allow any entrance of white king. h5, king f7, h6. Now actually capturing the pawn on h6 would be a very bad idea, because after king h6, if king f6, then f4, e5, g5, it is now clear that white easily wins this game. But even with king g8 now, we have win for white. f4, king h8, g5, king g8, g6. And the reason why white wins this game when the pawn is captured is that when white wins the pawn on the e file, his king will be on the 6th rank, and he actually wins the game thanks to f5 move and the chance to get the position actually. So if after g6 move king remains in the corner and plays king h8, then look what a nice move, g takes h7, putting black's king in the trouble in the corner, forcing black to move his e-file pawn forward, but now of course not capturing because it's a stalemate, simply f5, and now the game ends with this beautiful f8 checkmate. That is why after h6 in this position it is bad to capture that pawn, but g6 is good enough move. And after king f4, king f6, g5, king f7, king e5, king e7, f4, king f7, it still may look like that white will win the game because now he plays king d6 and gains space, but actually this game is theoretically drawn thanks to the very good position of black pawns. Because after king f8, when white captures the pawn on e6, black just goes in the corner and no chance to make progress. Once white pushes the pawn forward, simply we capture that pawn, and at any moment when white pushes the pawn forward, we always capture the pawn, remain our king in the corner, and the game is easily drawn. That would be all about this lesson, 3 pawns versus 3 pawns. If you want to see some specific content in my video chess lessons, please place the comment below my video on YouTube, Take a look at these suggested videos and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.